I just casually uttered the word.
草
Lush green grass grew in the desert within 100 meters. By accident, I said the word.
天
And the originally clear sky suddenly became stormy with thunder and lightning. It turns out that after traveling to another world, I discovered that Chinese characters are the divine language here. Whatever is spoken in Chinese can be made real. However, what I didn't expect was that the entrance test of the Scarlet Red Sect this time was to understand the Chinese language hidden in a painting. In the eyes of everyone, it takes 10 years of cultivation to understand the secrets of the heavens from it. Soon, I was called by the examiner. When I saw the so-called divine language clearly, I slowly opened my mouth.
吸收灵气
Suddenly, I felt wisps of gentle breeze gathering from all directions and then drilling into my body. This shocked Xiu, the examiner beside me. He asked in horror, "How is it possible that you have learned the ancient divine language before, without anyone teaching you?" I shook my head and said it was very simple. Xiu directly questioned, "Next, I'll say an ancient divine language. You try to repeat it." Before I could answer, Xiu had already spoken an ancient divine language. As soon as the words fell, he slowly floated off the ground. I heard it clearly. It was really Chinese. The young boys and girls below were excited when they saw Xiu flying, but before they could react, I also quickly uttered two words.
御风
As I finished speaking, I felt my body become light and float off the ground. I had always dreamed of flying, and now my dream had finally come true. Compared with my excitement, Xiu's face was full of shock. He didn't expect that I could really fly. Xiu was both surprised and delighted. This child's comprehension ability is terrifying. He's simply a prodigy. But after a while, my body, which had left the ground, fell. "Why can't I fly anymore?" Xiu said, "You don't have enough spiritual energy. You just absorbed a trace of spiritual energy, which could barely make you ride the wind and fly half a meter high." I nodded. Since it was related to spiritual energy, I had to absorb more. Then I let out a low shout.
加倍吸收灵气
This time, even Xiu couldn't understand. The originally calm surroundings suddenly became windy, and all the spiritual energy around gathered towards me. I only felt very comfortable. Xiu showed a look of surprise. Such a speed of absorbing spiritual energy was only seen in a few old-timers and the sect master of the Scarlet Red Sect. I felt it wasn't fast enough, then I shouted again.
3倍吸收灵气
As soon as I finished speaking, the spiritual energy around surged. I was in a whirlpool. The spiritual energy around was surging. The speed increased again, and each wisp of spiritual energy was thicker. Xiu was already too shocked to speak. This had far exceeded the cultivation formula of our Scarlet Red Sect. I felt a large amount of spiritual energy pouring into my body. At this moment, I felt that I could smash a stone with one punch. At this time, a figure fell in front of me from the Scarlet Red Sect. I didn't expect that this test would attract the sect master of the Scarlet Red Sect. The sect master directly asked, "How did you do it?" I pointed at the Chinese inscribed drawing and said, "Look at this." Then I improved it a bit. As soon as I said this, a disciple couldn't help it. He blurted out.
冥剑
A long sword appeared in his hand. "If you can really repeat the ancient divine prophecy, then try this." The sect master of the Scarlet Red Sect and Xiu didn't stop him. They also wanted to see how strong my comprehension ability was, so they didn't say anything to stop him. I heard clearly and directly said,
分解
The disciple of the Scarlet Red Sect said, "The pronunciation is completely different." But the next second, the long sword condensed by his spiritual energy directly shattered. No one heard what I just said clearly. Only the sect master of the Scarlet Red Sect felt a trace of spiritual energy fluctuation on me. "Is this also what you comprehended?" I said. "It's just the opposite of the ancient divine language," he said. As soon as I finished speaking, I imitated him and said,
灵枪
A long spear appeared in my hand. The sect master was already shocked by my comprehension ability at this time, and said that he would let me enter the sect immediately, and even promote me to be an elder of the sect. I also wanted to know what the so-called ancient divine language was all about, so I agreed and followed the sect master to the main hall. As soon as we arrived, the sect master introduced herself. "My name is Luo Xing, and I'm the sect master of the Scarlet Red Sect. Of course, I have my reasons for doing this, because the ancient divine language you just spoke is comparable to the strongest qi refining technique in our entire sect. So I want you to hand over the cultivation formula you just comprehended to the Scarlet Red Sect." At this time, I seemed generous. After all, Luo Xing directly made me an elder of the sect. Then I said the method of absorbing spiritual energy word by word.
3倍吸收灵气
But for these simple 6 words, Luo Xing tried several times before barely memorizing them. After all, in the eyes of people in this other world, it was already very difficult to repeat. As she slowly said the formula,
3倍吸收灵气
a huge amount of energy gathered towards her from all directions. It was a success. The excitement in her heart was beyond words. Then she turned to me and said, "Your comprehension ability is really terrifying. You can evolve a more advanced formula from an ordinary one." I immediately said that it was nothing, and that I could strengthen the ancient divine language even more. "Have you also comprehended a more advanced ancient divine language?" I sneered in my heart. After that,
4倍吸收灵气，
Lo Ziying immediately stopped me. This spiritual energy is too powerful. It won't work. But it was obviously too late. A more majestic energy had already gathered towards me. The next second, I let out a heart-rending scream.